Um, ah. So let's see. I'll put it on my good morning, good afternoon.
Oh, I can't hear you. Let's see.
What do you mean you can't hear me? Could you normally hear me?
Mm-hmm.
That's a bit odd, isn't it? Let's see. So say hi if you're here. Um, what day is it today? I have no idea. Wednesday.
I can't hear. Hmm.
Addie Sandry said she can hear us.
Oh,
Can
she
you
can.
hear him?
Oh,
Doesn't, yeah,
okay.
if you can't hear me, it doesn't really matter. Addie Sandry, can you still hear me? Anyway, won't you choose not to hear me
Can you hear
most of the
me?
time? What do you mean? I can hear you sitting right next to me. Hi, Laurie.
Hi, Laurie.
Satnam. That's awesome. I haven't got it here. Oh, one new social. Maybe
Oh,
that's it. All right, all
refresh it.
right, all right. Simmer down. Addie Sandry said yes, she can hear us.
Okay.
Golly gosh, simmer down, old
Simmer
man.
down, simmer down.
Images are not displayed. Why not?
Oh, just push display images.
I am. There we go. All righty.
All
Oh,
right.
there we go. Now I can see. Shorty. Hello, Shorty. It
Hello.
says the first time I've
Satnam.
seen you joining us here. Still can't see down here without the old glasses, so that's all right. Um, yeah. So lots going on. I see that Italy has reported the first case of a store worker. Now, this is something that's been on our mind. This is all new to us, right? All of us. And so these things becoming apparent. And last week I was talking to Samaj about us being on the front line, going into retail and feeling like we're on this front line. And it's a different kind of front line. Like it's like people are coming in with weapons, right? Legitimately, silently, invisibly. And we're, as information comes in, measures are being put in place, but are they sufficient? Where we work, there's no sanitizer for our hands. There's nowhere to wash our hands unless we go to the bathroom, which is down and all the way to the back. We're not, we can't take that time. We don't not allowed to wear masks. Um, are there enough conditions being precautions being made? Do we even need to be open? What is classified as an essential job? So this is where it comes in, that this new frontline is what we're calling it, are the essential workers. So yes, our healthcare workers and our frontline, our emergency services, of course, hearts go out to them and we want them to be safe. We're talking about them being safe. Did you all hear we're getting money? We're all getting money, 1,200 per person. In fact, I didn't hear that. Is that real and legitimate? But anyway, so what I'm our store workers. Thank you, Charlotte. Our store workers, our delivery drivers, our mail. I think 4 mail workers have died. One store workers died. Um, and because they're classified as essential workers, there's no unemployment relief or anything like that for them. And also, people are Satnam Deb, people are coming out. So if you come out, then the store's going to open because profits and liability over. Oh yeah, thank you, Laurie. Profits and liability. Laurie's saying that everybody's going to be getting $1,200 per person, and $500 for the kids for 4 months, for the next 4 months. So, um, we're sitting here heavy this morning. I feel heavy, and we have the government has made large corporations give additional sick time. So I'm not going in this weekend. I feel like we are really on the front line, and a lot of the people who are out there in the stores are the scary people. They're not the people, not you guys here that are staying home and recognizing this is serious. They're the ones who think this is not serious. Perhaps they're the ones who are excited to get all their Easter garb on for Easter Sunday and get to the churches and have a good old Easter Sunday, because it's quite a nice day for me, Easter Sunday. So I think we'll just have it all done and dusted by then. Those kind of people. Meanwhile, You see, if you look on YouTube, it's not hard to find drone footage of San Francisco and Rome. I'm sure there's many other cities. We've been residents. I've been lived in San Francisco. I've been here over 20 years now. Yeah, exactly. So Charlotte's saying it's great, fine, but the corporations get bailout forever. We get 4 months, and I quite agree. So these cities are at a standstill. I brought Smerge in and I said, okay, if we're deciding whether we're going to go out for $13 an hour as an essential worker on minimum wage, serving people getting non-essentials. If people were getting essentials, it wouldn't seem so bad. But why are we open? Why are stores open when you can look and see in these cities that there is nobody out? There's nobody working there. Everybody else is at home. And it's very hard to reconcile. The video stopped. Has it come back?
It should.
It's very hard to reconcile how that can be okay. And even then, if it is okay, it's very hard to reconcile how the people who come out can be so freaking rude. Can you hear us, Laurie? What's going on? Elizabeth, Satnam, Bugalugs. Bugalugs is on.
Bugalugs.
Satnam. Buglug says it's fine there. Okay, Charlotte says it's fine there. So I was saying that it's very hard to reconcile as an essential worker. This we're calling it the new frontline. We're going to be starting a Facebook group as support. Just put in essential workers. There's a couple of groups already there. Ours is essential worker, the new frontline, because this is what it is. So when we're hearing them talking about having additional PPE, personal protection equipment, for those on the front line, healthcare workers, we've also got to start now thinking about our store workers, our delivery people, our mail people. There are people who are now becoming the backbone to keeping this economy going. It's not the people doing the stocks and the portfolios. It's the people who are actually keeping the stores open so that you can fight over your fucking toilet paper tissue when we don't have any left. And what is also very hard to reconcile as an essential worker is how rude people can be. And so, yes, you're watching here, the chances are you're real nice when you go to the store. But those assholes? You know the ones, right? Them. It's those who are coming in. Again, the ones who don't really care about what it is, don't really think that it's serious and think that their gardening needs or their painting needs or their whatever fucking needs that are not essential are worth, exposing everyone for.
That is true. That is concerning.
So anyway, we had our first.
Shit. The question is,
Anna from Germany and been to 4 stores, did not find any toilet paper. I'm so sorry that you. That's here too. This toilet paper emergency, and
well, the stockpilers have theirs. Maybe we could find out where they are and say, hey, you guys need to give back some of that stockpile.
Yeah, I think it's really getting time to. Yeah, I feel the same way, Anna. She creates her own bubble and she's in heart space when outside with the crazy atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And I can do that if I'm going to the store or whatever. I have not been. It's very hard for her. It's been very challenging. Can you anonymously complain to health department that they're not following? At this point, we are not going this weekend. So there are provisions to call out if you're concerned. And, Samaj has asthma, he's in his 60s. It just, let's just take a beat. We're just going to take a beat this weekend. I just made the decision this morning. And here's something about making these decisions. They're really hard. I was talking to his mom and she was begging us not to go in and telling me that I'm trying to be a good girl and do what's expected and be there, and I really need to not be there. And once I made the decision, I saw the video footage of San Francisco and of Rome. Not anything that I don't know, but when you see it, it's sobering. That I just what I've been wrestling with anyway, and the idea. I don't know. I don't want to go on. I basically, yeah, like, I don't want to. Like, and I feel that there's this, and it's not just about me anyway. And very oddly, I kind of a sore throat, but I don't know what that's about. But in any event, um, once I made the decision, I felt a bit lighter. So when we're weighing some of these heavy decisions that all of us have got right now, and there's financials involved, and like, but at the end of the day, can we live with the decision that we made? Now I know Bug's on here as well, and she'd be the first one that she doesn't want us there. Like, she's not wanted me outside. Very protective. Thank you. Always appreciate your love. And so, but I've long time used this thing. People who work in the store do not have time to fill up paper or cigarettes. It's crazy. Yeah. Health department versus banks are forcing to endanger themselves. Exactly. I've long time used the reporter. So I remember when I went to Harbour Hot Springs, here's an example, the first time, and I met this guy who worked there. I'd never been there before. It was clothing optional. Gosh, I dream of being there right now. And he invited me up to his cabin. And, he worked there and he seemed quite like whatever. The reporter in my head, though, said, wrote the report that I'd been murdered and that it was my first time. I come out of the city, up into the mountains. My first time at this clothing optional place out there in the middle of nowhere with all these wackadoodles. And then someone invited me to the cabin. I went to the cabin and I was murdered. Not that I would deserve it, but that you might not, think that, well, you could see that as a likely scenario, right? So I think of this reporter always writing my events after my decisions, and what would an impartial reporter write about it? So given this weekend and everything that's going on, how would my reporter feel what would the reporter write if I went to work and then maybe one of us got sick, or we got someone else sick, or just even the stress to the nervous system because I didn't expect it last weekend, but I was pretty fucking anxious, thankful for my practice, but even so, like, it's down in here. It's like a fucking siren. It's like going, wah, 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 and I'm not listening to it, and it is just going. And today I really heard it, and I'm like, I got to listen to this because we don't always know what it's signaling, but we do know that it's signaling, right? This is what happens when we're not caught up in the cycle of everything being business as usual. And that was another part of my decision, was that it's easy to carry on business as usual, and people might say, well, you've got to muster up and everything. But this is first of all, historic time. And it's also, we don't know the outcome of this. I know it's all going to be done by Easter, and we're all going to have our frocks on, and we're going to be in church singing along together, which that would be nice if that happened, of course. But it's not the likelihood, right? And in the meantime, so what do we do with that?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's showing how egocentric people are, in a bad way, seekers because they have no food. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, exactly, Laurie. That is, it's all right, darling. He keeps trying to make it better, but
well,
I can see it.
I can.
I got it. Honest, independent. Thank you. Stop it, you fool. You see what I have to put up with? Oh. Oh, wow. Look at that. So, Anna, something interesting just happened. Anna's comment got held for review because she said, I think, there's a lot going on in the world. They only tell you corona shit, and it's holding it for review. These sensors, these things that are happening. So as we've got all of this stuff that we're reacting to, alongside all of that are the long-term ramifications of what's going to come post this, that will just have been slipped in there amongst you'll get this amount of money, and we're doing this and we're doing that. So let's just show that, Anna.
How about that?
Yeah. So maybe if you write Corona, it holds it for review. And so, oh yeah, and I'm just here like total natural this morning. Like, can't be like, this is what it looks like. Scarier and scarier.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, Laurie says we're cute. Yep. You should see us sometimes.
Bird is cute.
You reckon? Okay, so let's get to today's meditation. So we're doing 40 days of meditation, and I've chosen to give you different meditations. Okay, I wonder about that. Yeah, well, Anna, that you after all the comments this morning, no one's comment's been held. I looked down and it says this comment's been held for review, and I got to show it. Oh, because of shit. There you go. Good job, Bug. So it wasn't Corona. Conspiracists lose again. It was shit. So if you swear, it's held for review. We've not got any young ones on here. I don't know. Any young ones we have should know.
Well, I
Anna, thank you. Anna, Elizabeth is also from Germany too. So today we've got Germany, we've got Canada, we've got America. Anybody else on from? We've had Denmark the past few days. So anyway, yes, 40 days. We're doing 40 days. I'm doing different meditations with you because if you meditate, then you love to find that there's different ways. And if you don't, or you find it difficult, there's going to be at least one practice in here that you can do because there is a newsflash. We all find it difficult. And it's a bit like running, really, you know. So even, or cycling. So even the most advanced runner, the most advanced cyclist, the gold medal winners, the Tour de France winners, their hardest step, just like the long distance runner, is the one out the door, is the one that gets them into their training. What gets them there is the fact that they've been doing it. So they've got the consistency, they've built it. So that's what our practice helps us with. Like the more we practice, the easier it is to have that muscle memory. But it's always fucking difficult, right? Let's not negate that. It's difficult for everyone. So don't make that your special excuse that it's difficult for you and that you're somehow special, because you're just human and it's difficult for all of us. And the only thing that stands between you doing it and you not doing it is a decision. One decision, yes or no, right? That's it. That's what lies between you being who you think you want to be and who you actually are being. And with this advent of time on most people's hands, not even time stands in your way. In fact, you've probably got a bit too much of it, some of you, and you're like, I don't know what to do with myself. Well, bit of practice. So, but here you are, so you are doing it. And I am putting this into a book and guide. So it's going to be 40 days and I'll go through each of the practices and we'll have an action plan for each day. So that is coming. So today we're going to do a healing meditation. We did have a lovely afternoon tea yesterday. So if you haven't joined the Feel Better community group on Facebook, come over and join us there. And you will have the links to all the webinars and things that we're doing. So we've got a few people. Yesterday was lovely. Everyone got to say how they're feeling and be among community. And it can be feeling so very lonely, not just because you are physically distanced from the people that you're normally around, but just because maybe you think and feel a little differently to what you perceive as the rest of the world. So sometimes it's nice just to come in with a few more loonies and crazies and be like, oh, thank goodness I'm not alone. If that's you, the Feel Better community is just the place for you. And if you're an essential worker on the front line, come and join us, Essential Workers, the new front line. If you want to support essential workers on the new front line, come and join us there. Just know it is okay. So that's what we're going to do. And today we're going to use Ramada Sa Sa Se So Ong. It's utilizing the thanks, Laurie. It's wonderful. She says it's utilizing. Laurie was there. It's utilizing the power of the sun, the moon, the energy, and infinity for healing. And healing is like love. There is no limit to it, right? So we can want to heal ourselves as well as others, as well as the world, those that we know, those that we don't know. We can just send out our healing intention and vibrations. And really, at this time, our biggest impact that we can make on healing the world is to heal ourselves. We may not have chosen to get our time like this, but we have been given this time, right? So we may not have chosen this, but here we are. Now we get to choose what we do with this. We get to choose who we be on the other side of this. It doesn't need anything big, but it does mean that this, in order for that to happen, you need to do something different, right? You keep just doing the same thing. It's not going, it's going to yield you the same result. So what are those things that you said, oh, if I had time, I'd be doing this? It's time now to either do that thing or knock it off your bloody list and be honest with yourself that that's not something, it's not time that's standing in your way, you just don't want to do it, right? Let's get Aquarian about this shit. Let's stop beating about the bush and let's just be within the experience and start being truthful and stop hiding behind the excuses. Okay. So come seated.
I think I'm gonna go.
Akisa, Satnam, sweetheart. Nice to
Satnam.
see you.
I think I am going to.
There you go.
There you
There's
go.
room for
There
both
you
of
go.
us. All right.
Okay.
So we're just seated cross-legged, easy pose, however you want to be. And we're going to place the hands on the heart, a left hand, a right hand over the top. So you just kind of, now relax the shoulders. Close your eyes. And just breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose as you kind of settle into the sensation of the breath. Feeling the breath coming up and in through the nose. As it goes down to the belly, filling up the diaphragm all the way up to the clavicle. And then exhaling from top to bottom, clavicle, diaphragm, getting down to the belly. Take a little extra squeeze there. Inhaling, taking it all the way down to the bottom, all where you just squeezed out that last little bit, filling up from there first. And then exhaling, top to bottom. And just checking your posture as you're doing this. As you're inhaling, you're sitting up nice and tall, vertebrae stacking on top of one another. It's very easy, very relaxed, just upright, right? You're not holding. So shoulders are relaxed down away from the ears. Now you're exhaling. There you go. Chest is slightly lifted, chin is slightly tilted, eyes are closed, muscles on the face relaxed. And now, as we inhale, we're going to inhale Ra, Ma, Da, Sa, Sa, Se, So, So inhale. And then you're going to exhale. Satnam. Inhale. Ra, Ma, Da, Sa, Sa, Se, So, Exhale. Satnam. This time as you inhale on Ra, the first one, and on the last word, you're going to snap the navel up and in. Okay, so as you inhale, snap it in, Ra, suspending the breath, Da, Sa, Sa, Se, So, and again, snap it in, exhale, Satnam. There you go, snap the navel, Ra, Ma, Da, Sa, Sa, Se, So, snap it on, release, Satnam. Snapping the navel, Ra, Ma, Da, Sa, Sa, Se, So, and snap, exhale, Satnam. Continue, we'll be quiet, just doing it mentally. Go back to doing it without snapping the nails, so you're just inhaling long and slow. Ramadasa sa se so long exhale sa. Continue with that cycle. Do 3 more. Just breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Feeling the body moving under the hands. Feeling the body relaxed, yet upright. Remembering that it doesn't have to be quiet on the outside for you to find quiet on the inside. Remembering to those who can't. Inhale. And as you're suspending the breath, setting the intention to send healing energy out to someone that you know needs it right now. Picture that person well. And exhale. Inhale. Suspending the breath. Sending healing energy out to those who need it you don't know. Surrounding them with love. And exhale. Suspending the breath and thinking of that person that makes you feel so mad right now. You're so irritated. Seeing them surrounded by love. Wishing them well. Human like you. Exhale. Inhale. Realizing that you're not as perfect as you might think, you may not be as kind as you think, and perhaps you're hurting a little more than you know. Exhale and send yourself some love. Inhale. You can't know what you don't know. You need a little more love. Send it to yourself. Now as you continue to inhale and exhale normally, just think about being more love in all the places the world and yourself needs it. There's little more we can do than what we're doing, but we can always be more love. We can always be more kind. We can always be more of ourselves. These are the gifts that we can always bring, no matter what is going on outside of us. These are the things that we are when we connect to our heart and remember we are love, and love will always unite us. We often think of courage as being the courage to say yes to something in the face of fear. And I think that today's biggest courage is to be able to say no. Because we're so trained not to say no, to come with an automatic yes. And I think it's going to take some courage for some of us to start saying no. There's a stillness inside each and every one of us. Always there, always waiting, always accessible. Like the athletes that train every day, may we become more and more conditioned to go to this place, to find it within ourselves, when everything becomes so very heavy on the outside. May this be where we find our light. May the benefit of this practice be dedicated to all human, sentient beings. May we all know peace, love and harmony. May we all have the courage to say no when we need to. Again. I think we may have froze again. We have a low battery situation. We need a power bank. Oh, we can open our eyes. Technology situations, eh? How's that for you? Alexandra says, thank you. Debbie Lynn, nice. Awesome. Peaceful. Thanks, Laurie. Laurie says, hang in there. She loves us. Cindy feels warm in her heart. Oh, fabulous. That's fabulous. Oh, we love you too, Laurie. We love all of you, and it's really quite lovely being able to gather here. So, as I said, I'm making the decision that we are not going in this weekend, and so we'll let you know what's going to be. We'll be doing in place. If we just look back over the last even 4 weeks, each week, 1 week is a very long. I think I saw something that said this past week's been a long year, and I think a lot of us are feeling that it's a long. Yeah, courage to release the fears, angels will provide. Yeah, exactly, and that we again, I feel it is very Aquarian that we're not looking to other people to protect us. Our leaders, our so-called leaders, even our leaders at work, our leaders in the government, that can't look at them. We can't put it all in their hands. Tingy feelings from head to toe. Oh, beautiful, Anna. Nice. I like that. Yeah, we're live in there. That's where we can connect, right? Even if we're socially, physically distanced, at that human level, we can connect. So I think it's very important that we don't look to, just the same way as we're not looking to other people to be the teacher. That we ultimately guided by ourselves. Like I was saying earlier, the decision to work wasn't necessarily a rational one. It was a feeling of a siren. I was feeling a siren deep within. Like rational was saying, got to go. And that was saying, no, no, no. And then when I was speaking to his mom on the phone, see with her, I'm like hearing the siren because she's sounding it as well. So maybe we'll have that courage to, in the space, and to make some use of this space. Like I said at the beginning, we may not have chosen to get it, have it this way, but here it is, right? So this is about practice. This is about how we adapt and how we pivot. Our practice is supposed to be for that reason, so that in situations that need us to adapt, that need us to pivot, that we're there and we don't just get knocked out by something that we first of all didn't see coming, and by the time we did was too late to get out of the way of, right? Sent you guys love and light, stay strong. We ended up with zero government took it. Yeah, we are many. Thank you, sweetheart. Appreciate that. Charlotte was there yesterday in our Tuesday afternoon tea. So again, we are joining via webinar. We're joining as community. We're speaking to one another. We're seeing one another. No agenda except to gather and be seen, be heard, have a place that we can get together. So we'll do something over the weekend as well, given that we're not, we won't be going into the workplace. You really need to, like, if you need to go to the store and get your essentials, off you go. But after that, stay home, and every person you encounter that is serving you, please thank them, because they really are on the front lines, and no one's so Anna's been been joining us for 5 years. We've been practicing with her for 5 years, since she was 17. Wow. Oh, absolutely wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, dear one. We're delighted that you are here. That is, and she says when she practices our video, she feels home. Oh my gosh, if there's one thing that I would hope, that's it's exactly that, because I've always felt like an outsider myself, like I don't belong, and just want somewhere where I can just not be the same as everyone else, because I don't want to belong because I'm the same, but I just want to belong and feel that my difference is okay. Maybe that's it, that the difference is okay, so thank you. Make me cry. So here's where these are some of the things we can take away, right? Like, we're having this connection now. So we didn't choose to get here. It's not how we would choose to have it, but we are here. This is happening. How can we be a part of our own new world order, and supporting what needs to be done right now? Because leaders, none of us have ever gone through this before, so we don't know the way. We're finding the way as we go. The information's revealing itself as we go. Some people like to think that it's just going to be over, and who knows? We've never had a virus, so our economy might need to keep going, but the virus might not care. Do you know what I mean? So we're in very historic times, if nothing else as well. So be kind to yourselves. Be safe out there. We will be back tomorrow. I think we'll just do noon again. Noon. Let's just do noon. Is noon good for everybody? I hope so. In Europe, that's 8 for you, most of you. Yeah, exactly, Anna. Astrological things going on are so on point with what's happening in the world. Oh, do you remember what I said to you last night before we went to sleep?
What?
I said 2020.
Oh, yes.
So probably someone's already said this, but we haven't, for example. So 2020, we're in the year 2020, clarity. Yeah. Clarity of vision. Right. This is when we start to see what's falling down. We start to see what's not working. We start to see that, we can't see how things could be different, but we've got to admit things ain't fucking working. And so that's the point that we got to start to make change, is when we actually go, oh God, shit, I really don't want to deal with this, but it's not working and I'm going to have to deal with it, right? And so there's nothing like everything crumbling down. Like, I didn't think I could get out. Mars in Cap keeps things moving. We've got to start moving, but we've got to start moving towards the right thing, right? Have we been moving towards the wrong thing? Where are we moving towards? What are we doing? Are we going to take time? 2020 vision, Sue, that's what I'm talking about. Like, really getting 2020 vision. and seeing the world for what it really is right now and who it's working for. And you think about the United States, the most expensive healthcare system in the world. Satnam, Madisandri, go see the horses, say hi to them from me.
Satnam.
Um, and we're something like 37th in health, and right now it's going to fail us. Our healthcare systems, we have too many, our infrastructure that we all pay for in all different parts of the world in different ways, not there to support us when we need it in a crisis. Life as we know it isn't working. We need a new world order. This is the end of the world as we know it, and it is. And then also, what comes from this? And we are, the one thing we have together is numbers, right? So yes, the 1% controls but when that's all like shaken up, who's controlling? Because when the numbers rise, if we do it together, well, Houston, yeah.
They ultimately have the power. You can see that right now. What people
Yeah.
people are
Who's keeping America?
Home.
Who's keeping the
so
country?
Now the business interests are like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? We truly do, and this is an opportunity for change, for great change, and hopefully people recognize that they ultimately have the power. And
I agree, Anna. Anna says that even when it's a crazy time, it's a beautiful time to be alive.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think that one of the things that we on this consumerist way is that we're all human beings and that we're all united, and that there is this thing called time, and that when we get to take some time and when we get to hang out with people that and connect, we feel there's this emptiness that we're feeling. These big homes, we've got our fast cars, we've got our trinkets, and we've got and none of it is of any use right now in fighting this thing. Hey, Haley, Satnam. Oh, never too late, darling. Always on time. You'll get the recording. And none of it really serving, right? But what does serve, what does satisfy the hunger is the connection. And I think that's one of the beautiful things. Yeah, he said change is good. I think that's one of the beautiful things that's going to come out of this is we're going to connect in different ways. We're going to recognize that the human mess in me is the human mess in you, but we're going to recognize that, like the frontline workers that we're talking about, that there are just that we are more united than we are divided. There is more to unite us than there is to divide us, and these divisions, they cannot run as deep as the things that bring us together, the humanity that brings us together, the capacity to feel pain, the capacity to feel suffering, the capacity to die, because each of us is terminal, and we forget that. And something like this reminds us, right? It brings us to the and that's life. That's life. We're here to live. And so now we're on the edge, and now we're getting to feel that, what it feels like to be alive, what it feels like to be a living, dying being, which is what each of us is, right?
So there.
Don't know what I have to say to that. I'm gonna go and drink some more tea, which I only do when I'm not feeling a bit weird, actually. But anyway, I know I'm English, I don't drink tea. It's quite peculiar, but then I'm quite peculiar. That's why we've got the Facebook Feel Better community page. If you're a bit camulia, there you go, camulia. If you're a bit camulia,
peculiar.
Wow. If you're a little peculiar as well, come and join us at the Facebook community, the Feel Better community page over on Facebook. And if you're an essential worker who's been thrown on the front line unexpectedly or not, come and join us at Essential Workers, the new frontline. I haven't posted anything in there. I've just got the group name so far, but we will be. And, let's just stay together. Let's just be kind to one another. And like we said in the meditation, no matter what's going on, we can always be more kind. We can always be more love. That's always our choice, right? So let all of the times when we're not feeling that be the reminder, oh, it's time to be a bit more love. All right. I love you very much. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. Take care of yourselves. Yes, check in on other people. Keep your physical distance, but stay connected.
Satnam.
Satnam. See you tomorrow, Charlotte, babes. I love you so much. Great seeing you yesterday. All right. Feel better. Community page, Facebook. Post some stuff. All right, love you. Satnam, Haley.